You smell that? That's depreciation, and it is a wonderful thing. Most of these cars cost over 6 figures when new, and now you can get them for over 90% off. They all have 12 cylinders. They are the holy grail of power, performance, and prestige. Yes, today on Idealist, I have 10 12-cylinder cars that are over 90% off. I'm Brad, this is Ideal. Like and subscribe, let's go. The Toyota Century, often dubbed the Japanese Rolls-Royce, is luxury whispered rather than shouted. Handcrafted for the elite, it's a little understated on the outside, but inside, pure opulence. Its V12 engine is smooth, powerful, and eerily silent. From wool cloth upholstery, designed to be gentler on the skin, to the traditional lace curtains. This car is all about refined Japanese aesthetics. That is, until you give it an exhaust that it deserves. While this generation of Century was never sold here in the States, it's old enough to import. Pick one up for just 11 grand. And let that beautiful exhaust note sing. And enjoy the result of the finest Japanese engineering, or just hack off the exhaust, dump it down, and build yourself a VIP machine that sounds like it belongs in Formula One. Oh baby, 850i. This car is the epitome of 90s sports car era. It was the very first car developed entirely using computer-aided design. The pop-up headlights, its wedge shape, and that glorious V12 engine makes it not just a car, but a statement. A true grand tourer, it's equally at home on winding roads as it is the Autobahn. The E31 Bimmer is an icon, the ideal blend of technology, style, and power. And while most of them are auto tragics, they did make a manual option. So make like Will Smith and get jiggy with it and get your own for just $13K. Speaking of Bimmers, welcome to the world of the 7 Series. The 750iL and the 760iL are flag bearers of luxury and innovation. Both sport advanced tech features that were ahead of their time. Think massaging seats and built-in iPhones. Well, just regular phones, but you get the drift. Both were designed to take cars like the Mercedes S-Class head on, but do it in a more sporting nature. And both have legendary V12s under the hood that also found their way into the greatest car of all time, the McLaren F1. Well, sort of. You see, only one of them though had looks that kill. In my opinion, the E38 7 Series, especially the facelift Shorty, might be the prettiest sedan ever built. Pretty enough to be used as the original Jason Statham Transporter Special, while the other, well, it has looks that even its own designer couldn't love, especially the pre-facelift car. Ugh. Get yourself a jaw-dropping E38 for around $18K. Or, if you can stomach the looks and the repair bills, the E65 for around $18.5. Just remember, you're gonna need my mom's credit card to keep these things on the road. Yeah. The Phaeton is the Volkswagen you never saw coming, with an interior draped in luxury and a silhouette that's undeniably, understated Volkswagen. Kinda looks just like a bigger Passat. It's the perfect blend of elegance and power that completely flies under the radar. When Fernandad Piëch laid out the engineering targets for the Phaeton, it said that over half the engineering team simply said it couldn't be done and just walked out. Of course, Volkswagen, they pulled it off anyway, and just for 7 grand you can get your very own and only Volkswagen branded flagship. Okay, so you like the idea of the Phaeton, but need something with more badge appeal than a Volkswagen? Well, still having transporter fantasies since I mentioned that 7 Series? Take a look at the Phaeton in Quattro clothing. Truth be told, the A8 feels closer to our next car that also shares the D3 platform than it does to the Volkswagen. The Audi A8 has always fought toe-to-toe with the best that Germany has to offer. And while it might not be as isolating as the S-Class or quite as sporty as the 7 Series, the A8 does a fantastic job of sort of slotting it right between them both. It's the Goldilocks of full-size executive sedans. And you can get one for under 10K. But what if you need something even more bourgeois in your life? Well, the Bentley Continental Flying Spur, where old world charm meets modern prowess. Its name itself just oogles. Yes, oogly's elegance. With a plush interior, signature Bentley design, and that rock star W12 engine, it is the car of dreams, promising not just a journey but an experience. In any of the last 3 cars, that 12-cylinder motivator is so smooth, so powerful, and so refined, you could be tricked into thinking that you're behind the wheel of an EV. But you can't buy an EV with a Bentley logo on it for $15K, can ya? Well, get this thing instead. Yes, back in the day, Mercedes went all out with their V12s. The S600 and S65 AMG are all about majestic power combined with timeless elegance, from the brand that builds the best or nothing. And the best, for pretty much since it was released, is the Mercedes S-Class. It is the king of luxury, a modern cigar lounge that will walk you along at Autobahn speeds all day without ever even breaking a sweat. Snag an S600 for under 9K, and yeah, the S65, it's hands down the fastest car on this list with its ridiculously powered twin-turbo 12, able to take you to 200 plus miles per hour, all for about 14K. But maybe you want something a little more, grand tour? Well, enter the CL600 and CL65 AMG. They're a perfect harmony of performance and luxury, because like the big-bodied S-Classes they're based on, there's been no expenses spared in terms of passenger comfort and build quality. But being 2 doors instead of 4, there's a dash more of sporting nature. CL600s can be had for under 7K, while the AMG you're looking to drop around 18. And Mercedes' ultimate Bond bruiser? It's going to be the SL600. Imagine a symphony on wheels, where each note, each roar, and purr is designed to exhilarate. The Mercedes SL is one of the finest cars of all time, specifically that older R129, which you can snag for under 10 grand. But if maximum performance is the name of your game, well, then you can get the later R230 model with its twin turbos, which will set you back less than 14K. It should be noted though, that a wise man, Trav, once said that the quickest way to go broke is to buy a cheap Mercedes. So let's just keep that in mind. Ah yes, Jaguar, the epitome of British luxury. The XJ12 with its classic design screams regality, while the XJS with its elongated hood and sporty demeanor is a true head turner, or neck snapper. Both cars are more than just transportation. They're a reflection of an era where design met power in a dance of elegance, while reliability is neither of these cars' strong suits. If you've never driven a V12 Jag, there's just something about it. They are not fast, with the highest horsepower version wheezing out 313 horsepower at best. Power is transferred through either a General Motors made 4L80E or a 5-speed manual, so at least there's that. But these cars are temperamental, a little sluggish, and very expensive to fix. But they're also a type of old school cool that's really hard to ignore. XJ12s can be had for under 13, while the XJS can be found for under 6. This is a car fit for the likes of Bond, James Bond, the Aston Martin DB7. And in my humble opinion, this car isn't just an old Aston, it is a work of art. Its sleek lines, iconic grille, and an interior that somehow is both lavish and sporty make it a true gem. And with a bespoke V12 under the hood, churning out a respectable 420 horsepower, it promises performance that can only be described as poetry in motion, when it works. Yeah. The DB7 might just be the cheapest way into Aston ownership, and that's for a very good reason. Parts for these cars don't come cheap, and when it breaks, you could be waiting weeks or months to get replacements from England. Kind of sounds like Tesla. You see, the Vantage V12 will cost a little more than its V8 powered sibling, but this is a car that will leave you shaken, not stirred. So pick one up for 25 grand and get Q on the speed dial. You're gonna need it. Yes, you've heard about Audi's TDI diesel powered race cars, yeah? Well, in 2006, Audi was primed and ready to launch their first SUV, the Q7, and they wanted to make a belly flop splash. They wanted to do it with their clean diesel technology, which, yeah, we all know how that worked out. Regardless, in a stroke of either genius or madness, we'll let you decide. Audi stuffed in a 6-liter twin turbocharged V12 diesel power plant into their new flagship SUV. They claimed it used technology from the R10 TDI Racer, and with 493 horsepower and 738 foot-pounds of torque on tap, sport-tuned stiffer suspension, and carbon ceramic brakes, we're inclined to believe them. Now, not a lot of these were made, but most people don't even know that they exist, meaning they're still cheap. Unfortunately, plans to sell the top dog Q7 V12 here in the US got canceled at the last moment. But if you live anywhere where they were sold, snag one for 25,000 pounds or roughly $31,000 US. And once you can import them in the States in about a decade, you're gonna have the sickest ride ever. Or dare I say, ideal. So which V12 monster would you pick from this list? Let us know in the comments below, or what one did we miss? Also, check out this Ideal vid up here, or whatever YouTube recommends you watch next. I'm Brad, this is Ideal. Please like, subscribe, turn on that notification bell, and promise me one thing. Keep living the Ideal lifestyle.